Shocking information about silver. When you compare the price of staples, things like milk, bread, gasoline, from the year 1955 through today, and compare that to the price of silver, what it's done over those same periods, it's downright shocking. But even more shocking is when you consider right now, as we move into the next 50 years, the demand for silver from the solar industry alone. We're going to touch on both of those interesting topics with our good friend, the one and only Mr. Coin Shop. Chris, welcome to Ron's Basement.
Well, Ron, it's always good to be back in the basement. It's after Thanksgiving, Ron. It's Friday morning. Life is good. So let's get to it, my friend.
Let's get to it, and let's remind everybody that's with us how much we appreciate them being here. Don't we appreciate everyone being here, Chris?
Absolutely. We just need everybody to like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 30,000 by Christmas. Ron says by the end of the year. I'm saying by Christmas. So let's see who's right. Let's see we're both wrong. So if you can share this out to one person, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What our viewers, Chris, if they were around in 1955, what would they have experienced over the last number of years in terms of price for things like gas, milk, bread? But also, is it super interesting when you compare those price increases to how much silver has gone up in value?
Well, absolutely, Ron. I mean, I did a little bit of research here. I went back to 1955. And we would think these prices were awesome today, but really, you think about it, some of these prices may have been high back in these time frames. For an instance, Ron, I did it from 1955 to 2022, and I really did it in 20-year increments. So let's just start off for gas, Ron. Gas in 1955 national average was 29 cents. 1975 was 57 cents. 1995 was $1.15 for gas. 2015 was $2.43, and 2022 when average was $3.95.
I remember 1995. I had a brand new Nissan Pathfinder, and I was shocked at how low gas mileage it got. But I remember filling up, and I was filling up at the local gas station. It was $1 a gallon, right? Price it. I thought, well, it's not so bad. Gas, it's not going to kill me that bad. I got to pay $1 a gallon. Sorry, I interjected. What about milk? I never liked milk myself, Chris. But what did you learn about milk?
Well, milk, 1955. Yeah, then you might still have the milkman around at that time. But a gallon of milk was 93 cents a gallon in 1955. We're going to speed that up to 1975, Ron. Gallon of milk was $1.57. 1995, when you was just starting driving, Ron, maybe a little bit younger than that, but milk was $2.48 a gallon average. 2015, milk gone up to $3.42, Ron. Last year, 2022, average national price was $4.09 a gallon, Ron.
Wow.
Wow.
What about bread?
Bread, 1955, 17 cents for generic white loaf. 1975, we're going to get to 25 cents. 1995, 75 cents a loaf. 2015, 183. 2022 was 187, Ron.
Okay. So when I look at these numbers,
2022, I'm sorry.
2022. So when I look at these numbers, just roughly between 1955 and 2022, it looks to me like gas went up 12 or 13 times in price. Milk went up about 4 times in price. Bread went up about, let's say 10 10 times in price. So silver, how did it fare during that time frame?
All right, we're going to keep this in mind too. In 1955, Ron, they were still using 90% junk silver in circulation. So in 1955, Ron, an ounce of silver would have cost 91 cents. Just keep that in mind, everybody, when I say 91 cents for a minute. And 1975, silver jumped up to $4.43, Ron. In 1995, $5.20. 2015, $15.66. In 2022, average ounce minus the premiums, of course, was $21.76. It's a spot price only. So what this
Wow.
telling me, Ron, is you take the other three items that we've had on this list. You need more dollars today than you needed the previous years. So if Grandpa Joe saved you $100 in cash, well, you have $100 in cash. Silver is worth a heck of a lot more value, and some people like to call it a worthless rock. Well, I disagree.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, if you look at gas, up 12 times, milk up 4 times, bread went up 10 times. Okay. But if I look at silver, it went up way more in value during that time period. It looks like to me, probably, and I'm doing all this in my head, but at least probably 24 times roughly in value. So, the value of each ounce of silver that you would have held in that time period far exceeded the increase in price that you would have experienced in any of those three categories: gas, milk, or bread.
First Mining Gold is a development company advancing two of the largest gold projects in Canada, Springpole in Ontario and Duparquet located in Quebec. Each already has 5 million ounces of gold reserves, but exploration initiatives are underway at both projects to find even more gold. First Mining is well financed, has zero debt, and owns an interest in 4 additional Canadian gold development projects.
You go back to 1955. Yes, 1950 was a heck of a lot of money around back then. But would you rather have someone that saved you $1 bill from 1955 or 100 ounces of silver, and you got it this Christmas, Ron? Whoever saved that for you, which one would you rather have?
Yeah. Well, Chris, another way, what I'd rather have. I love paper money. I just love stacking it up. I love the way the paper feels in my hands and the way it sounds when you rub it together. I just love paper money. But another way to think about this is that in 1955, let's say you had $100 bill. You could have gone to the grocery store and roughly bought yourself 100 gallons of milk, right? Or and had a big milk party. Or you could have taken that $100 bill and gone and bought yourself 100 ounces of silver, right? Today, that silver, that 100 ounces would be worth $2,400 US, right? And with that, you could buy what, 600 gallons of milk? Is that right? Yeah, 600 gallons of milk.
Bingo.
Right?
You got it. Yes, you're right. So maybe this is the video for people that you're trying to talk
who drink
a
lot of milk. This is the video for people who drink too much milk. That if Chris's grandpa, Chris, just like Chris eats too many ding dongs, Chris's grandpa drank too much milk. And if in 1955 that guy, instead of having bought that 100 gallons of milk, had bought Chris 100 ounces of silver, today that same grandpa could have bought the 100 gallons of milk and have 500 ounces of silver. Wait. Anyway, he'd have a bunch of silver left over. He'd have, 80 ounces of silver left over.
Absolutely. Well, my point to make, maybe this is the video for any of us who have friends, relatives, or on the fence, Ron, about silver or gold. We can do the same thing with gold, but we talk about silver a lot here. And maybe, get this video out to them. It will kind of sink in then that, dollars are going to the garbage can and silver and gold are
real money.
I don't know else where to put it, Ron.
Okay. I think you did a great job. So, Chris, what do you say that we stop lingering in the past and move to the future for a few minutes? How would you feel about that?
Oh, absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's go to the future. I just want to get your opinion on one fascinating subject about silver and the fact that right now, right now, as you and I are speaking, right, and we have our viewer who's with us. And again, we appreciate you being here. Please give this a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below. We want to hear from you. Do you think Chris's analysis, my analysis of that 1955 to present day value comparison between silver and those three staple items, do you think that was accurate? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? It's okay. Leave a comment. Okay. Our viewers, we appreciate you. We want to learn from you. We want to get to know you. But right now, all three of us, Ron, Chris, and you, Mr. or Mrs. Viewer, let's talk about right now. And the fact is that there is exploding demand for silver in a lot of areas. One of which is critical and huge, is the solar industry. The Silver Institute has predicted that this year, 2023, the photovoltaic, which is a fancy way of saying solar industry, will consume 160 million ounces of silver. Many people think the final number will be closer to 200 million ounces of silver. That is 20% of the world's annual production of silver, which is 1 billion ounces. That's right now. Okay, but what we're hearing is that this big COP28, that's part of the United Nations, same place where the Paris Accords came from, that within the next 4 or 5 weeks, we may have a declaration, a treaty, basically, amongst the world's most powerful nations, which will dictate that in the next 6 years, the amount of current solar capacity in the world will be tripled, okay? And most of that, a big chunk of that, would be solar. And on top of that, that the new generations of solar panels use up to or maybe even exceed 50% more silver per panel. So we already have exploding solar panels. We may have even more of an explosion in solar panels, and the new solar panels use significantly more silver. Chris, what do you think about that?
Well, I think this is a skyrocket for silver, Ron. I mean, where are we going to find it? We don't have mines opening up, Ron. You know, as you know, Ron, you talk to many, many different CEOs where it takes, 10, 15, 20 years to build a mine out when they discover a new silver. And most silver, as you know, Ron, it's a byproduct when they're searching for other metals like gold, like copper. Where are we going to find it? That is why I'm glad, and we all should be glad, we have silver in our hands. We don't have unicorn does Bitcoin, but we have real physical metal in our hands. And just skip back from it, what we just did, Ron, was going back in history with the prices. You know, yeah, going future, this is why we've always said silver and gold a long time holds. You're not going to get rich overnight. And that just proves that point even further on. But going back to what you were saying, on where are we going to find it?
You're not answering the question correctly, but go ahead, Chris.
Well, how do you want me to answer it? I mean, yes, we can have explosive silver prices. I really don't know how to answer that question, Ron, but you know, I mean, I'm thinking in silver terms.
You did a great job. I was joking around with you. The correct answer is, next time you see a solar panel in your neighbor's yard or wherever you are, go up and give it a big hug, because they're our new friend.
Well, if you want to climb up on someone's ladder, on someone's roof, and give it a big hug, Ron, my feet will stay on the ground, my friend.
I do it all the time, Chris. My neighbors are used to it.
Oh,
My neighbors are used to it. No, you did it. You did a great job, my friend. And did we already ask everyone who's with us right now to please subscribe to the channel? I want to remind everyone, all this content is free. CoinShop Chris joins us out of the kindness of his heart. If you want to support CoinShop Chris, there's a link. I'll put a pinned comment and a link in the description of this video with his PayPal address, where if you want to support CoinShop Chris for all the work that he puts in for Ron's Basement and these videos, you can do that there. What about the deal of the week? Everyone's waiting, right? This is a normal segment that we do on the channel where we compare apples to apples between the big online bullion dealers, the price for one product. And Chris takes these prices at a specific time. It's always the same time. And he always compares the cash cost or ACH cost for the products for buying just one. So, Chris, what did you find this week?
Well, I want to thank you before we get into that. I would like to thank you for the shout out. And I would like to thank all your viewers for the support. It is tremendous support. You guys are awesome. So let's get right to it. This
We're
week,
basement dwellers.
and we got 99.5% of them are good ones. So I'll leave it as that. So, I mean, this week, due to Thanksgiving here in the States, Ron, everybody's schedule being messed up this week. And so we've been doing our video a little bit earlier than normal, but I took these prices on Thanksgiving night at 6:07 p.m. So when you hear these prices and you go look, these prices will differ from what we're advertising. So this week we're gonna
you had a mouthful of turkey when you took these prices, right, buddy?
I had a mouthful of turkey and a mouthful of pecan pie, Ron. Or for the ones in the South, pecan pie. So, all right, we got 2023 Cougarans. J.M. Bullion was $30.08. That was for 1 to 24 of them. At Max was $29.42. Again, the same 1 to 24 pricing. SD Bullion was $28.68. Again, the same 1 to 24 price point. Hero Bullion, they were out, but they had a price. So what I'm going to give the price was $28.26. They were out though, but that price was also 1 to 24. Money Metals did not have 23s in stock. So this is really not comparing apples to apples. They had random years. 29.46, again, 1 to 24 price point. The shop I work for, we are currently out of them. So I couldn't give a price there. But Pinbacks actually beats everybody out again at $27.61. Again, the same price, 1 to 24 price point. So if you took J.M. Bullion and divided minus the price from Pinbacks, you're going to save $2.47 on each one. Or if you did a max of 24, you would save $57.28. Why are we shopping my question is, why are we really shopping anywhere else? Pinbacks has the best prices all the time, week after week. Why are we shopping at JM? Why are we shopping at SD? You want to pay more? Well, then I guess you can help Ron and I out and throw some money on our PayPal accounts, but you got money to toss in the trash can. This is what we're trying to do, Ron. You know this, Ron. We're just trying to help your viewers save money.
Yeah.
And your sponsor is trying to help people to save money at the best prices. I got to give Pinbacks a shout out every week. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Now I'll be quiet.
You're okay. I apologize for speaking over you. Yes, Pinbacks, Pimbex, online bullion dealer. They are a sponsor of my channel. I am a customer of theirs. I was before we took them on as a sponsor. And I learned about it from our viewers, Chris. People kept telling me, check out this company, Pinbacks. I dug in. I trust them. I trust them now even much more that I've dealt with them and executed several transactions with them. And you're right. I want to make sure I trust who I'm dealing with, but to me, I want to get the most silver for my dollars. And I think what you just demonstrated today with this example is, if you're going to buy, let's say, a whole tube of Krugerrands, you could save enough money to buy yourself darn near pretty much another couple ounces of silver. So why not get the tube of Krugerrands and 2 more coins on top of it? Like Chris said, if you don't want the 2 coins, you can send them to us. We'll take them.
Well, and even people don't know. Some Krugerrands rolls of 25. So if you actually up it to rolls of 25, get the 20, you're actually going to get them at a cheaper price. And that is across the board with every online deal. They have a better price. But at the end of the day, Ron, Pinbacks here wins that price point too.
Sounds good. What about the 30-day numbers? What's been going on in the markets over the last 30 days?
30-day numbers. Now, again, these prices will be different from when everybody hears this. I took these numbers on Thanksgiving night, once again, at 5:31 p.m. So yes, everybody, we were all working behind the scenes trying to get this video out for you. The past 30 days, silver was actually up 55 cents or 2.37%. Gold was up, not much, 0.08%. Actually, mega platinum was at $17.20 or up 1.90%. Bitcoin, as you remember, Ron, we were saying 8,000. Bitcoin is still up, but not as up as much. They're only up 4,150.48 or up 12.54%. Oil still down, which is a good thing, down to $9.14 a barrel or down 10.69%. So there's your 30-day numbers, Ron. I'm still watching oil. Keep an eye on Bitcoin because that's starting to fall a little bit here. And the metals are still going up a little bit.
Sounds good. Sounds like we're moving in the right direction. And I know as we're recording this on Friday morning, last I checked, gold was on the spot market right at $2,000 per ounce. So as we move into this next 30 days, head towards Christmas, what we're rooting for is a new all-time high in the gold price. And we know silver's got a lot of catching up to do. And when it catches up, it typically catches up in very dramatic fashion. Chris, I want to say thank you on behalf of all of our viewers for the time that you've given us today. You're generous, you're entertaining, and you've provided everyone with a great amount of data. And so thank you, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
You see, maybe next week you will wear your tie for me, clip-on tie.
You got it, buddy. Thank you.
All right. See ya. Bye-bye.